defensive back Kris Boyd is now in critical condition after being shot in the heart of the city. I do want to put up this here on Live Now from Fox from the New York Post, who had the initial reporting saying Jets cornerback Kris Boyd in critical condition after being shot early. He's in stable condition at Manhattan's Bellevue Hospital after sustaining a gunshot wound there outside of a Midtown restaurant. We're also hearing more reporting from The Athletic talking about this critical but stable. The Jets said in a statement that the team is, quote, aware of the situation involving Kris Boyd and will have no further comment at the time. And these coming after a Thursday night game the Jets played, so they are not in a game today. One of his teammates on social media, Jermaine Johnson, posting this, saying, everyone, please send prayers to my brother and teammate Kris Boyd and his family. Lord, please help. Hold your healing hand over Kris and guide him back to health and safety. Lord, I ask you, please just get him through this safely in your name. Amen. So that coming in from Jermaine Johnson. I want to give you some more information about this and reporting from the New York Post talking about it as Boyd, a 29-year-old, was shot outside a restaurant after a dispute turned violent with the gunman firing 2 shots. Kris Boyd is in his first season with the New York Jets after signing a 1-year, $1.6 million contract during free agency. He hasn't played yet, though, after suffering a season-ending shoulder injury in the preseason. To the Minnesota Vikings in 2019, spent 4 seasons with the Vikings before moving on to the Arizona Cardinals and Houston Texans before landing here with the New York Jets. He did play his college ball at Texas. So Kris Boyd now in critical but stable condition after a shooting in the heart of New York City.
These new generation of professional athletes have definitely gone a different way than how the players were back in the day. These newer athletes with bigger contracts have started being a little more flashy and spending their money on expensive jewelry, which has become a trend throughout the leagues. We have started seeing more players' homes being burglarized and more players becoming subject and targets of robbery, and unfortunately, Kris Boyd would fall victim to this same situation. So what started out to be a normal night where Kris Boyd would have dinner reservations to a nice restaurant in Manhattan, New York City. As Boyd was out enjoying his what seemed to be regular dinner, Kris didn't know that while leaving this restaurant would end up almost costing him his life. As Kris was leaving the restaurant, he was seen by the suspects with his expensive jewelry, and they would waste no time trying to remove the jewelry off of Kris Boyd's body. What seemed to be a scuffle would turn to a tragedy. While Kris was fighting, the people off one of the suspects would pull out a gun and shoot. Expensive jewelry like that needs to have armed security around. There is always going to be a hungry dog in the streets looking for food, and your life is never worth something you could buy twice. You can get insurance on jewelry. I understand as a man not wanting to let it happen, but this is not a video game. This is real life. Prayers up to Kris Boyd and his family for a speedy recovery.
They believe shot Jets cornerback Kris Boyd outside of a restaurant early yesterday morning.
Eyewitness News reporter Phil Tate live on the east side with more. Phil?
Yeah, Charlene Pedro, good morning. This is just a devastating story. Kris Boyd recovers here at Bellevue Hospital, listed in critical but stable condition after being shot in Midtown. Meantime, cops are working around the clock to find that person who pulled the trigger, and they hope that these new images will help to bring the alleged gunman into their custody. Take a look at these images now on your screen. This is the person that police are trying to track down, last seen wearing a black cap, sweatshirt, pants, multicolored sneakers, and carrying a black book bag. Around 2 a.m. yesterday morning, a verbal dispute turned violent as the NFL player was leaving a popular Midtown Asian fusion restaurant. When cops had arrived, Boyd had a gunshot wound to the abdomen and was rushed here to Bellevue Hospital. Right now, it's still unclear of the relationship, if any, between the gunman and Boyd. As many and the NFL react to this devastating situation, teammate and friend Jermaine Johnson took to social media writing in part, "Everybody, please send prayers to my brother